That's what we get. We get magic. Magic. Non-magic. Can we talk about how fucking bad the Fantastic Beasts movies are? Like, the first one is decent, but the second one takes all the life and fun out of Harry Potter, right? Yes, I am Trauzeuge. Ooh, nice. Cool. That's neat. That's neat. Groomsmaid, right? Or grooms? Groomsmatey. I don't know what the English word is. Never saw them. First one, kind of cute. Actually, kind of nice. I hate how they portrayed the American wizards. Because beforehand, Joanne talked about that if she would ever write a magic universe in America, it would be very shamanistic inspired, very Indian inspired, and there was none of it. It was like the most bare bones and boring interpretation of the wizarding world I've ever seen. Movie itself was kind of interesting, the first one. The second one was just a mess. Like, holy shit. The ancient shrine offers you a shard from a magic crystal. Collecting 4 will raise your magic capacity beyond its limits. Yeah, still a lot more to collect here. Yes, that's it. We'll leave it on a sour note with Fantastic Beasts. Need to read everything carefully now for typing mistakes, and then I'm finished. Fortunately, oh, that's good. You're such a good noodle. I mean, it was the same with Dumbledore. Oh yes, he's gay with Grindelwald. Where is that in the films? Well, you do see them in the second movie, where Dumbledore is looking in the mirror. Ezeret, it's in English. Nehegeb, like the mirror that shows you your deepest desires. And what he sees in there is Grindelwald, and then you get a scene of him and Dumbledore holding hands and making a blood pact. But it's like the non-gayest way a gay relationship could ever be portrayed. And everything, it all boils down to, yeah, Dumbledore and him made a magic pact that they cannot attack each other. And like our asex kind of autistic main character has to get this MacGuffin. It's like a vial with the blood of Dumbledore in it, and Grindelwald has it on him. And that's why Dumbledore cannot interact with him directly. Like, you could have had, like, a moral dilemma here, where Dumbledore has problems killing his former lover, and still, like, the closest person he has. No, it's a magic MacGuffin. And they hold hands for, like, a second in the movie. That's all we get from his gayness and Grindelwald's relationship. That was also only implied in the books, and people read into it, but yeah, it's like, it's bad. It's not worth it. And it shits all over the lore that J.K. Rowling is presenting herself. Like, spoiler warning, there's another brother of the Dumbledore family that just pops up for some reason and needs to fight the actual Dumbledore. I mean, we all knew Rowling is transphobic. Is it so far-fetched that she's homophobic as well? I don't know. She was kinda, like, before her transphobic rants, she was kinda LGBTQ friendly. Like, she did put out extra material that would suggest that she's fine with it, but she's never put it in actual products that she releases. Not in the movies, not in the books, so it might just be for clout, actually. I don't think she's homophobic per se. I think she's just a shithole person, honestly. And she now has so much money that any problems that she might face because of this, and that any troubles or realness she ever had is just gone. What's she do? There's nothing of any in her books. Not in the books, but in the Pottermore stuff, in interviews, in additional material she released. I know the reason why she's transphobic, so yes, I think she's not homophobic. Yeah, her reason why she's transphobic is so stupid. It's like the same old shitty turf rhetoric you hear everywhere. Like, you fundamentally don't understand trans people if you take these arguments and think they're valid. But yeah, sure. You do you, Miss Rowling, and your millions that you have now. And now you're writing your own movies and fuck them up, sure. I mean, the stage play was horrible as well. I mean, the stage play themselves, I hear, is quite good. If you see it, it's quite entertaining. But the story is like a mess. And Harry Potter itself, if we're truly honest, is not a good story, is it? I said another reason, never said it's a good reason, true. I kind of implied that. But yeah, Harry Potter itself, the story of Harry Potter, like the Chosen One story all over again, like the bad Hitler kind of guy that gets defeated by the good guy, and then you have like, in the last book, she realized, oh shit, I have no idea how to finish that shit, so we introduced the Horcrux mechanic. But the world building and the world itself, it's like just so homely, so warm, and that's what people drew in. Like, that's what drew the people in to this world. Harry Potter is Star Wars with magic wands. Yeah, no, kinda. Star Wars is like a fantastical sci-fi adventure kind of thing. Like, you have like so much stories you can tell in an endless space. But Harry Potter is like, it's closer. It's smaller and still grand in some way. It's weird. It's like a weird mix. It's like, totally get why people like it. It's the same story, think about it. Yeah, actually it is. Kinda is, yeah, like, with the Jedi. I mean, what Harry Potter does is nothing else than the hero's journey. So if you know writing concepts, the hero's journey is the one that is most often used. The hero's journey consists of many parts, but the most important parts is the call to arms, or the calling. Then you have like some transformation of the hero. Then you have like defeating the antagonist, and then you go home, but the hero is changed when he goes home. And that's a structure that a lot of movies and a lot of stories just use, especially fantasy novels. So like you have a normal person, the call to arms is like, you be the chosen one, you're a Jedi, you're a wizard, you're whatever. You get thrust into a new world that you're first not sure about, and then the hero transforms and learns and grows, defeats the bad guy, and then he goes back to his old situation. Like Luke is going back to a life without war, but he's changed now. He's a Jedi Master now. He's teaching people. We don't really get what Harry Potter is later on. I mean, there is the stage play where he's an Auror and stuff, so he finishes Hogwarts, he gets back home to a state of normalcy, but he's changed regardless. So yeah, these stories are all kind of the same structure. Also, games use that a lot of the times, so. Yeah, that's the thing. She wrote Harry Potter with such a detailed world. That's a lifetime of work. Yeah. The only difference, Harry is not the son of Voldemort. Doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, the whole thing with Voldemort and Harry Potter, they're not even, like, opposite people. Like, the whole book is telling me Harry Potter is, like, the whole opposite of Voldemort. He can love, he has friends. But Harry is just a normal dude. He's just, like, in some of the books, he's really shitty. He's just, like, a normal person. And Voldemort is just, like, evil for evil's sake. Like, even the backstory of Voldemort doesn't make me empathize with him. It's like, yeah, okay, he's the bad guy. But that's all the story needed. It needed something to drive the plot forward. We needed something that gives us the excuse to go with Harry Potter on adventures in Hogwarts. That's all the Harry Potter series is, and that's all that everybody cares about. And I think that's why the whole Fantastic Beasts don't work, because you're going on an adventure, sure. I mean, the first movie tries to have like some charm, some homeliness, some atmosphere with all these magical creatures and with forgot the name of the main character, but with him and his trunk. It's kind of okay, kind of works, but the second one is like, yeah, wizard war again and Nazis, and why didn't the wizard stop the Nazis? And I'm Johnny Depp smoking weed out of a skull. It's like, okay. It's not the kind of adventure I want to have in this world, honestly. Yeah, he has no other characteristics than being evil. Yeah, Voldemort, totally. It's just like, okay, sure. I can accept that. I'm not like miffed about Voldemort not being a good antagonist. He's like serviceable at best, and that's fine. But honestly, the whole last book where they were just running around, camping, trying to find these Horcruxes, there wasn't anything interesting happening in there. But we had to have a conclusion to the story. I don't know. The Harry Potter books themselves are not great stories, but the world is great, and that's what people latch onto. And I hope that people just do their own thing with that concept. Like, we might not ever get an official... I mean, there are some Harry Potter LARPs that are, like, official as official can get, but people can take that concept of a magical world, change some names, change some concepts, do your own thing with it, and there will be somebody else coming along that does something like Harry Potter and does it maybe better. There's a lot of fan fiction out there that's worth reading, so... But yeah, she's not a good story writer. She's a good world builder, but that's about it. I think the books are not horrible because the first few books where she had to struggle to find a publisher for it, and the first few books they told her she will not be successful, so they were very harsh and very scrutinizing to her work. So it is known that a lot of stuff was cut from the books. And I think that made the books better. Because I don't think that Joanne knows about pacing or telling a good story. She just like pushed everything in. And then an editor told her, no, that needs to go, that needs to go. Like, at least get the story moving. Years ago I read a book of a magical school where you follow the best friend of the chosen one. I like that concept. I don't know, why does it always need a chosen one? Like, the whole story of Harry Potter, like, these societal problems that Harry Potter tries to, like, it is a Nazi analogy. Like, both, like, the Fantastic Beasts movie and the books. They're a Nazi analogy. They're a World War II analogy. But why do you need a chosen one? Why do you need, like, a big, bad, ubermächtig wizard to be your antagonist? You could just take the problems that society faced there and translate them to wizards, but then it wouldn't be that fantastical, so maybe that's the reason why. I mean, the book started out as very basic children's books and then took on a life of its own. And I think the life of its own is not that desirable. It's like, there's a reason why the first 3 books are my favorite, and all others are so like, Yeah, but it points out the bad things by being just a side character. Okay, that might be cool. Could be a deconstruction of the hero's journey. Like, jealousy being in constant danger. That could be an interesting angle to tell a story, indeed. Alright, wow, we rambled on here. Also, I'm just gonna turn off the game now. And we're gonna check who we're gonna raid. I'll get some lo-fi in here.